that within 3 months.
Within 3 months, and we will certainly do that.
Have you scheduled that, or?
No, well, we're not going to schedule that until we've actually got a caucus agreed, because at the moment, there are still some seats moving around. There are still some seats that sit on a knife edge, and until we get a final result, I don't think it would be right to do that.
You'll have a more formal vote after all the seats are counted, after the specials have come back.
That's right, and look, the leader is the leader until they're not, and I'm certainly still the leader of the Labour Party, and as I indicated on Saturday, I'm still absolutely committed to making sure that we manage a smooth transition to a new government and a smooth transition into opposition.
Is it best for Labour for you to be the person in charge still?
Well, I am.
Can you guarantee that you'll be the leader of the Labour Party going into the 2026 election?
A lot of water to flow under the bridge before that.
Do you feel comfortable in your leadership?
Yes.
What did you talk about in there?
Look, it was an opportunity to reflect and to support one another. Obviously, the election result was one that was very disappointing to us as a team. So we had the opportunity to reflect on that. We also had the opportunity to reflect on some of the things that we're proud about of the work that we've done over the last 6 years.
And your Kaiho too, your deputy leader?
Will you reflect
Your deputy leader, your Kaiho too?
That's a decision for a future time as well. Kelvin Davis is still the deputy leader of the Labour Party.
Will you reflect on your future over summer?
Look, I'm sure everybody will. But as I indicated before, I'm still committed to support the Labour Party in opposition, and I've still got a bit of fight left in me.
Do you think you'll make a good opposition leader?
Look, I'm absolutely committed to supporting Labour into opposition, and we have a job that we will need to do in opposition.
Does it suit your skill set to be an opposition leader?
Oh, you can form your own views about that, Jenna.
Earlier today, the Trade Minister, in response to a question to a journalist, said "fuck off." Should he apologise for that?
Look, I think emotions have been running a little high today. I think people will forgive a little bit of intemperance.
What are the emotions?
Well, it's very difficult to farewell a significant number of your colleagues.
Will Jackson suggested earlier that there were 1 or 2 members of your caucus with leadership aspirations. What do you think of that?
I think we've got a team many of whom could be future leaders of the party.
Does it worry you that you have 1 or 2 people in your caucus who want your job?
Not at all. I think I'm very proud to lead a team that have a number of people who I could easily see leading the Labour Party one day in the future.
Sorry, as leader, you set the tone for your caucus. Do you actually think it was acceptable what Damien O'Connor said to me before?
No, it isn't. But I think it's been a difficult day.
What happens next for the next couple of weeks for the Labour Party? The National Party's obviously in a negotiation period. What happens here for you guys?
Look, I think people take a little bit of time to reflect. We still have to wait on the final election results. There's still several weeks away. Obviously, we're not negotiating to form a government. For ministers who currently hold office, they need to continue to run the country in a caretaker mode for the next couple of weeks. And there are actually still things that need to happen during that time, which will keep people busy. And so we will keep things on an even keel while the new government works through that process.
Are you confident that
Andrew Little announced his retirement a couple of hours ago. Have any other MPs sort of signalled to you that they are thinking about doing the same?
No, but also even if they had, I wouldn't announce that on their behalf. I think it's important that people make their own decisions and in their own time have the opportunity to announce those.
Are you confident that you have the full confidence of your caucus?
Look, I'm the leader of the Labour Party, and as I indicated, that's not even something that we're going to to contemplate properly until we've got a final result from the election.
So did leadership come up at all in that meeting?
No.
Sometimes in politics, when a leader loses the election, they will stand down. What was your thinking behind this being the best option for Labour going forward?
Look, I think right at the moment the Labour Party needs some stability and some continuity as we transition out of government and into opposition. I didn't want to create a huge void, and also, I want to take some time to reflect, and I want to take some time to reflect with the team on what the best way is forward for the Labour Party.
When did you start thinking about actually your future? Obviously, before the election, you made it quite clear that you were not thinking about Plan B. So when did those thoughts start coming for you?
When I got home on Friday night after the end of the campaign, and that is, I was absolutely being upfront. My focus right up until I got home late on Friday night was doing everything I could to win as many votes as possible.
And Andrew Little, you mentioned that Andrew Little and you had a chat over the weekend. Was that something that you initiated or he initiated?
No, he contacted me on Sunday to indicate that he had made a decision about his own future. And perhaps I could reiterate the comment that I made at lunchtime. Andrew Little, I think, has shown on multiple occasions an enormous amount of humility, an enormous amount of team spirit and commitment to the wider cause that I know he is as passionate about as we all are. And he has been an outstanding minister for 6 years. He led the Labour Party through a really difficult period after the 2014 election. I want to pay absolute tribute to the 12 years of enormous contribution that he has made as a member of our team.
And that meeting went quite a bit over time. Why was that?
No, it was about on schedule. We indicated that we were going to have a session in the morning where we thanked and paid proper tribute to those MPs who were leaving. That was the longest part of the meeting. The second part of the meeting was really just an opportunity for those who are returning or who are, potentially returning, to have a bit of a conversation about the next steps, to reflect a little bit on what's happened, no particular resolution out of that because there can't be until we actually have a final result.
That Friday night thought process that you were going through. Are you all right, mate? I've been sworn at twice today now. Cool. That Friday night thought process that you went through, did you know at that point that you were going to lose the election?
Look, you always live in hope right up until the last moment.
Can I just double check the process now for the deputy now that you're in opposition? So Calvin, do you stay on as the deputy leader? Is that how it works and you are committed as well to that stability to go through?
Yeah, so I'm the deputy leader and, obviously we, like Chippy's been saying, that we still don't know who our final caucus is going to be and, we'll, face things when we have to face things.
And I'm still the Deputy Prime Minister.
You are?
Excuse me. Yeah. Can I also clarify, just the next, until specials, what are we likely to hear from you? Like, tell us what you're going to be up to in the next.
As Prime Minister, I still have some responsibilities. So, where decisions have to be taken, and you saw there was a decision that had to be taken this morning, and I announced that. So you'll still hear from me on the day-to-day business of governing. It's a little different in the sense that I'll be consulting with the incoming Prime Minister on any major decisions that get taken. So there may be occasions where it's more appropriate for him to comment, but I'll still be here.
Can I just ask, in terms of transitioning, you obviously went from being Prime Minister for not a long period and then having to get into sort of almost oppositional mode in terms of the campaign and fighting. You're now transitioning very quickly into Labour leader mode. How hard has that been? And is that, I guess, on the campaign, did you find it quite difficult as well, that transitioning?
Oh, of course, I would have loved a longer run-up than 6 months. We had about 6 months before the campaign kicked off. I would have loved a longer run-up than that, but that is what it is. And so we've now got a job to do, which is to transition as quickly and as seamlessly in opposition. And I, as a parliamentarian, I passionately believe in the role of the opposition. Good governance, good democracy requires a vigorous opposition, and we will be one.
How do you prepare for that, the transitioning? I mean, is it quite a mental shift for you now to get into that?
Of course.
Have you heard from Jacinda Ardern?
I got a message from her on election night. Yeah.
Just
saying
further to Ben's question.
Lots of love.
Just further to Ben's question, from a Labour leader and Labour Party perspective, what should we expect to hear from you over the next couple of weeks until the new government is sort of formalised?
Oh, look, probably not a huge amount, actually. Okay, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah. You want me to go that way?
New caucus yet. We're not discussing leadership at the moment.
At the moment?
Well, I didn't mean to